Hello, my beautiful souls, and welcome to Cosmic Consciousness with Kassia. On this channel, we discuss all aspects of the ascension process. I have a variety of services that I offer to assist in your awakening journey, and you can find those listed in the description box below. Today, we're going to be talking about the Red SkyWalker Dream Spell, and this is beginning on the 23rd of October as we enter Scorpio season, and going until the 4th of November. I do also want to let people know that I did get a comment about my mic and the fact that I tend to get incredibly loud when I get going, and sometimes it causes a disturbance in the sound quality. And so I'm working with my mic right now to see if we can iron that out. So I'm trying putting it a little bit further away from me. So you guys let me know if you can hear me still. Let me know just sort of how this is working. It's a little bit of a trial and error thing here as we are moving forward, trying to figure out the sound. But I do really appreciate that feedback. Anytime you guys have feedback for me, as far as, especially when it comes to technical type stuff, absolutely please let me know, because I want to make sure that I don't want to be like, when you're watching Hulu or you're watching something like that and the commercials come on and they're 10 times louder than the rest of the show and you're constantly having to turn the volume up and down. I don't want you guys having that kind of experience while you're watching my videos. All right, so getting into this energy here, we're going to talk about the Red SkyWalker energy. We're going to talk about this wave spell in general, the energies of it, and we're going to do a card reading as well. And when the card reading starts, that will be timestamped in the description box below. The affirmations for the Red Magnetic SkyWalker, which is the galactic signature that kicks off this wave spell, will also be in the description box below. So, the Red SkyWalker wave spell is the 5th wave spell of the Dreamspell journey, and it opens the White Northern Castle of Crossing. And so this is the second castle in the Dreamspell journey. The second castle, there are 5 castles that make up each spin of galactic time. So we've just completed that first castle, the Red Eastern Castle of Turning. And now we're moving into the White Northern Castle of Crossing. And this represents the Court of Death and covers the group of 4 wave spells made up by the Red SkyWalker, which we're beginning today, the White World Bridger, the Blue Storm, and the Yellow Human. And through the crossing, the planetary can attain the power of descending. So this is the energy that we're working with, the Court of Death. So allowing things to die, allowing things to transform, right? Think about that death card in the tarot. Allowing things to transform, to regenerate, to be reborn, right? Endings and beginnings. We can definitely feel as we're moving through this wave spell. The Red SkyWalker is seal number 13 and represents the power of 13. This is a relevant number which codes the 13 tones of creation, the 13 moons of the Dreamspell year, and the 13 human joints, interestingly enough. The sign of the Skywalker comes from the original Maya glyph of Ben, which signifies reed, green corn, or trees. The Maya cosmic axis, 13 heavens plus 9 undergrounds, is represented by the Seba tree, which connects the planes of heaven, branches, earth, trunk, and underground roots. In the Dreamspell transcreation, the Skywalker relates to the cosmic origin, the heavenly nature of our existence, the wakeful state of consciousness. This meaning is encoded in the Telektonon matrix, brought forth by the Skywalkers Valam Votan and Bolon Ike. The Telektonon, Heaven's Walk, means the skywalking of the twin archetypes. The Skywalker invites us to access the divine consciousness in order to bring heaven to earth. And that is very much what this wave spell and this energy is about. It is about that energy, that process of bringing heaven to earth. The Skywalker is the ambassador of wakefulness, right? It is the messenger of prophecy, the time-space traveler. So we're really working with that energy of wakefulness, of awareness as we move through this wave spell. Being aware of our lives, being aware of the choices that we've made and the paths that we've walked and where those paths have brought us. and fully understanding that if we're not enjoying the path that we're on, we can always choose a new one. And that's a big part of this red SkyWalker energy. It's that energy of daring, that energy of fearlessness, of taking risks, right? This is that fearless exploring energy, exploring the realms without and exploring the realms within, so that we can get a deeper understanding of ourselves and of the world around us, right? A deeper understanding of the microcosm and the macrocosm. And really purify our channels, right? Release any of those old paradigms, conditionings, limitations, so that any of those energies that are weighing us down, right? So that we can become lighter and purer vessels for divine spiritual energy. We can become channels of that energy. And we can share those messages, right? The messengers of prophecy. And this really lines up really well with the 1111 portal, which is the portal of the messenger, the teacher. So I'm really liking how those energies work together. But it's that beautiful energy. It's that understanding, right? That we are the pillars that connect heaven and earth. And so in order to bring heaven to earth, that energy must be channeled through us. The new earth must be created through us, by us, and really taking charge of that energy. I like this as well. It says the counterbalancing energy of the SkyWalker tribe is Blue Night, which embodies the power of dream. Let us be wakeful to the living dream as an outer reflection of our inner reality. How we are dreaming up our lives through every perception and response directly affects how we are exploring. And the affirmation for the red magnetic SkyWalker, which kicks off this wave spell, is, I unify in order to explore, attracting wakefulness. I seal the output of space with the magnetic tone of purpose. I am guided by my own power doubled. And the secondary affirmation is, I am Ben SkyWalker. I am your messenger of the light. I give to you the ability to travel through time and space. Yeah, and this is all about, like we said, being more daring, having adventures, exploring the world. And this is really great as we have Venus in Sagittarius right now as well, which is really bringing out that desire within us to be more explorative, right? To really have that deeper understanding and richer experience of our world. And the guidance for this wave spell says, Red SkyWalker wave spell asks you to pay attention. You might be confronted with choices, or you might start doubting whether or not you have taken the right path. By being open and perceptive to whatever you come across on your path, you will know whether you have taken the right path or not. The SkyWalker is also about courage. The courage to turn around when you realize you took the wrong path. The courage to speak your truth. The courage to leave the safe nest and discover the world. Keep moving. That is SkyWalker's assignment in situations as well as in ideas. Those who remain with both feet on the ground don't get very far. SkyWalker also asks you to remain aware of your limitations. Have you created enough space for yourself? And remember, all limitations are self-imposed. All right, and from the Astro Dream Advisor. Red SkyWalker is the SkyWalker of the time-space traveler who can jump dimensions to assist you in realizing heaven on earth. Red SkyWalker is unlimited in form, but often chooses the form of the angelic messenger. A person who embodies cosmic wisdom may be known as a SkyWalker, sage, or bodhisattva. When others see such light in human form, they feel the vibration of heaven. This vibration may be embodied by you or experienced with a guru master, an energy such as Red SkyWalker, or in a chance encounter with an extraordinary person. And we did have that energy as well in the weekly forecast, which I found very interesting. An encounter with the energy of Red SkyWalker can spark a deep yearning within you for reunion with the source. Yet from this place of love and compassion, you also have a desire embodied in physical form to serve the light. This is the place in you that has the courage to fully express unconditional love, the depths of your being. Red SkyWalker asks you to live in a new myth by bringing this heaven to earth in your daily life, right? As this reality is lived, it touches and awakens the same truth in others. Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Red SkyWalker represents balance in your life. Not static balance, but a dynamic equilibrium that includes both your present expression and your star-seeded self. In Red SkyWalker's star glyph, you see the pillars of heaven don't appear to touch the earth. You are the element that appears to be missing in the star glyph. You are the one whose expression of the light assists in drawing the pillars of heaven to earth. Joining these pillars in yourself can be viewed as reuniting your male and female aspects. Together in balance, we create the pillars of the etheric temples of heaven on earth. The natural state of every system moves toward balance that is fluid and free, as in dance. That balance is experienced differently by each person, but it often brings a sense of steadiness or centeredness, even in the midst of movement and change. When you are dancing, you can use When you are dancing, you can use your very state of imbalance to create the fluidity of that dance. And I apologize to you guys if you're hearing that. I don't know what is going on out there. They do some really interesting things outside sometimes. So hopefully the mic isn't picking up that too heavily. I got to keep going here, but I love you guys. Let's see. Anything else that we want to read here? While the line across the earth and in the star glyph for Red SkyWalker may appear to be a dimensional boundary, it is actually a semi-permeable membrane representing the illusion of separation from heaven. It is the altar on which the illusion of duality is resolved and integrated. This membrane allows the light of higher mind to touch those beings who are reaching for it. Step through the membrane in your own way. You are seated with the ability to do so. Ask in meditation to be shown to shift your points of reference. Align yourself with the one mind and with the galactic vortices of time and space. This creates a fluid new center of gravity that allows you to access naturally the dimensions between the worlds. Red SkyWalker is the bridge between realities. And during this Red SkyWalker wave spell, we are going to have quite a few days that are marked as particularly auspicious, which means lucky days, highly magical days, highly synchronistic days. And so those are going to be October 27th, which is the red overtone earth energy. October 28th, which is the white rhythmic mirror energy and also a galactic activation portal. And October 30th, which is the yellow galactic sun energy. So keep those days marked in your calendar, especially the 28th. That's going to be a really powerful day. And we're really going to be shown a lot with that white mirror energy, right? There's going to be a lot reflected back to us. A lot that we can learn if we observe our outer reality on that day, as well as our inner, of course. And we also have another galactic activation portal on November 3rd, the yellow crystal seed, activating that star-seeded heritage within us, activating that beauty, that creation aspect. And then we have the red serpent energy, which will be characterizing the new moon. This wave spell ends on the new moon in Scorpio, which is really interesting, right? Because it begins at Scorpio season and it ends on the new moon in Scorpio. So a lot of that scorpionic energy throughout this wave spell. And I did actually find it interesting. So we go by Western astrology here. But if we were following the Vedic calendar with Vedic astrology, I believe that we would be entering Libra season, which is interesting as the red SkyWalker does represent balance. And the new moon would be probably then in Libra. So that's just interesting to think about. But as far as the astrology that we're working with, this is a very scorpionic energy and a scorpionic wave spell. So really when we're looking at that energy of daring, right? That energy of exploring the inner and the outer worlds. Very scorpionic energy there, right? Really utilize and capitalize on that scorpionic energy in order to allow yourself to go deeper, to explore on a much more fundamental level, right? To explore all of the dark places, all of the places where all of your beautiful light is waiting for you and waiting to be discovered. All right. So let's get into some cards here, you guys. What do we want to do? I had the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms calling to me again. This deck's been coming out quite a bit lately. The Hidden Realms have a lot of wisdom for us. So we're gonna check into this and see what guidance do we have from the Hidden Realms. As this red SkyWalker wave spell is all about exploring those hidden realms, right? So I guess this is appropriate. I just heard like daring to go where no man has gone before. I don't know. That was interesting how those all came out. Excuse me, you guys. Still got a bit of a sniffles and cough going on here. All right, so we have the High Lady of Love and Compassion coming out with the Sun Dancers and the Sacred Union. Ooh. All right. And we did talk about in that reading just now, the uniting of the masculine and feminine aspects, right? So absolutely uniting this within ourselves. And we know as we unite that within ourselves, this is when we often draw in a counterpart to our energy as well. And so that energy definitely relevant for some as we move through this wave spell. It's like taking risks where you've been unwilling to take risks before. That's where I'm feeling this partnership energy, right? Anyone who's been in this space where you haven't been sure whether you were wanting partnership, whether you were open to that coming into your reality. It's like really coming into that and deciding that that is something that you're ready to explore. And then possibly receiving that opportunity. But this is also, like we said, about that union within. Yeah, so this is just a lot of beautiful energy, right? Joyful activity, celebration of life, abundance. The Sun Dancers, and remember we have that sun dancing into Scorpio as this wave spell begins. So we're really being guided during this wave spell. Yes, to explore. Yes, to tap into all of those different aspects of our nature, to tap into that shadow self. But at the same time, to really celebrate life. To really open ourselves up to noticing all of the abundance that's present. And to be kind and considerate to other people. To exhibit that passion or compassion. But yeah, that passion as well. I mean, there's definitely for some, it's feeling like there could be, it's like that passion for life being reignited. And really allowing yourself to get swept away in the passion of life. In the celebration of life. This is interesting. Let's get some clarification here. Clarification on the High Lady of Love and Compassion. Clear. It just feels like a lot of goodness that's wanting to come in for people or to be recognized during this wave spell, right? We've got partnership and romance. We've got abundance. We've got reverence, kindness, consideration. This feels too for some people like possibly experiencing, like there could be people too who are experiencing this, like you're able to, for some it's like you're able to give this to yourself, this compassion, this kindness, this recognition of the beauty that exists in your life. And for others it's like you have learned this, you have learned how to be how to celebrate and enjoy your life. You've learned how to be joyful on your own. And now, like, you're bringing in a partnership that exemplifies this reverence, this kindness, this consideration, this joy. Or there's lots of opportunities. During this wave spell, we're being asked to recognize the opportunities that we have that are worth celebrating. The things in our lives that we have that are worth celebrating. Tell me more about this High Lady of Love and Compassion. So we have the Eight of Cups and the Queen of Pentacles coming out as clarifiers here. Yeah. So this is also telling us during this wave spell, if your relationships are not kind and compassionate, right? If the people that you are interacting with do not have a reverence for you, do not have respect for you, do not respect your boundaries, do not consider your feelings, your worth. It's time to walk away. It's time to walk away, to bring yourself into this energy. It's like, I feel for some people, what's starting to be noticed is the fact that the people in your reality, there are people in your reality who are draining your energy. They're draining your life force. And that is having a direct correlation to your ability to experience abundance. Right? Because Queen of Pentacles, she represents that beautiful, nurturing Earth Mother energy, right? But she also represents abundance. And so really coming into this, and the Queen of Pentacles has come up in a couple of readings, I think. So we're really being called to step into our Queen of Pentacles energy. But that means walking away from everything that doesn't reflect that. Walking away from any situation, also from situations that bring out sort of our lower vibratory or more toxic traits, right? We all know there are specific people, there are specific situations, right? That just, and it's good because it shows us where we still have work to do. Anytime we're able to be triggered by something, it shows us that there's more work to be done. However, we all know that there are certain energies that tend to bring that out in us, or at least like remind us of that energy, even if we don't necessarily fall into it anymore. And so it's like really just paying attention to that. Yeah, really paying attention to that. And like we said earlier, for some people, this was that journey, right? This was that journey, walking away from that energy because you knew that you deserved better, that you were worth more. You knew that your peace of mind was important, right? Your enjoyment of life, your quality of life. And that's what's bringing in this energy, is the ability to walk away from what wasn't this. But it doesn't necessarily, like we said, this doesn't necessarily have to do with romance. This can have to do with anything. Friendships, family, jobs, right? Give me more information on the Sun Dancers. Clear. Right? It's like I'm being reminded of, like, we treat people the way we want to be treated. But we also, like, we don't accept treatment from others that is not in alignment with that same energy. All right. So we got the Seven of Cups and the Knight of Swords here for clarification for the Sun Dancers, which is interesting. So this feels like lots of possibilities and choosing a path. Like where we may have been sort of overwhelmed by options and unable to make a choice. Or for some people, almost like overwhelmed by apathy. I'm feeling too. It's like now all of a sudden we're able to move forward. We have a desired direction that we're moving toward. And I also feel like for some people, this is a warning. Yeah, that's interesting. You see how the bike is, he's chasing this bike here? And the bird up above feels significant too. It's almost like, don't let yourself either fall into this apathetic energy or get so overwhelmed by options that you don't make a choice and you don't make a decision. Because that eventually, like what you desire will eventually, like that, it's not going to wait around forever, is what the energy of this is. The opportunities aren't going to wait around forever. So it's like coming out of this energy of indecision, of inaction, And this makes a lot of sense as we're moving out of Libra season and into Scorpio season, where now we know what we're passionate about, right? Those desires, those drives within us are being deeply activated. And we know the decision that we are desiring to go. And the ultimate aim of Scorpio energy is when our desires match our actions, right? When we are living, we're living those out, we're experiencing, and our reality is reflective of our true nature, our true desires. And we are going to be doing the Scorpio season reading. I'm going to be getting that ready. These will probably come out within a day of each other. So that should be available to view when this video comes out, if you guys haven't yet. And so it's like, with all of these options and choices here, which one brings you the greatest joy, right? What makes you want to celebrate? What excites you? Go after that. If you are feeling paralyzed, go after that. It's that simple. Think about, if you want, think about it like this runaway bike here, right? If you have options and choices in front of you right now and you're not sure what to do, which path to choose, imagine losing that. Imagine if that option were no longer an option. How would that make you feel? What would your life look like with that? What would your life look like without that? And yes, there's a little bit of fantasizing and daydreaming that goes into that, right? There's a little bit of, like, we don't necessarily know the answer to that always, but we can ask for a vision of that if we want. But that's a good way to help you sort of make that choice and make that decision. It says joyful activity, right? So we have to take action. We have to move toward our joy. Celebration is an action as well, right? We are choosing to celebrate our life. Regardless of whether we feel that there's enough to celebrate or not, we can always find something to celebrate. And that energy builds on itself. All right, clear. Let's get some more energy, clarification on the sacred union energy. All right, so we got the Hermit coming out here. It's Virgo energy. And we have the Six of Swords. Moving on to calmer waters. So this is definitely that energy of pulling back, and we do have the Lovers on the bottom of the deck. This is that energy of pulling back, of going within. I'm seeing the pathway down here, and I'm thinking it was a long path to get here. This, I think, is a reminder for people, too, that for many of us, there is this period of aloneness that precedes this period of union, right? And this aloneness, this time where we've been in our own energy, right? We've gone within, we've done that deep spiritual work. This is where our own inner masculine and feminine are able to unify, are able to heal and merge within. Tell me some more here. So for many people, it's like this process of being alone. This spiritual journey, this spiritual awakening had to happen first. And you really needed to pull your energy back to get really secure in your own energy, to get really comfortable in your own energy, to move you to this place of being more calm mentally as well, to pull you out of the chaos, right? So there's like a deep level of awakening, right? We got the Death card, transformation, and this is Scorpio energy, right? What I'm feeling for this for some people too is it's like between Virgo season and Scorpio season. Right, Virgo season we just finished before we started Libra season. So the journey between Virgo season and Scorpio season, right? There's a major awakening that's occurred for people. And part of that, with a lot of these energies we've got here too, a big part of that was self-care. Remember, that was a huge highlight of Virgo energy. Self-care. And Libra season as well, right? Learning those boundaries, learning how to put the self first. That was that healing journey, which I really feel represented by the Six of Swords card right now. And the transformation that occurred. And that transformation is, like many people throughout the second half of this year, have really been in a process of growth that is preparing you for this sacred union. Within, and then for many people without as well. Anything else here? We got the Queen of Wands with the Nine of Swords coming out here. Interesting energy. But once again, it's like you see the white dove here with all the blackbirds, that hope. This is like in our darkest, and this came out in the reading the other day, right? From our darkest despair. In those darkest moments, we call upon and we find our greatest strength, our greatest light. So this is, once again, these two cards right here really, I think, personify a lot of this energy of this wave spell as we move into Scorpio season as well, right? Of digging deep to find the light. Diving for light. Right? Instead of trying to avoid our pain, we go more deeply into it. Instead of trying to hide from our darkness, we allow it to envelop us. We dive deep into it and we find something very precious there. This is where we find our true power. So this is kind of turning into a Scorpio season reading here, you guys. I am going to do a separate reading for Scorpio season. But these are some intense energies here. Yeah, one more card to go with those, if you don't mind, Spirit. Oh, that came flying out. Got the Emperor on the bottom of the deck. Knight of Wands and Page of Swords. So a lot of that Wands energy coming out here. But this is that discovery, right? This is that learning. As we continue to learn and to grow, to learn more about ourselves, to learn more about the world around us. And once again, is this not that energy of celebration? And remember, with this red SkyWalker energy, these journeys that we are taking, this wisdom that we are gaining, we are meant to share. And I'm trying to think, I don't have the dates really stored in my head here, so I'm going to look at this again and see. Yeah, nope, the 1111 portal comes in the next wave spell after this one. But that is of as well. So it's really funny how we have this red SkyWalker wave spell leading up, which is all about sharing those messages to unite heaven and earth. And that 1111 portal is very much one of the things, I think I mentioned that at the beginning of this video, that stands for is it's an awakening code, right? But it's also the code of the messengers, the prophets, the teachers. What do you have to share? What do you have to teach? What are you learning about yourself? It's like really expanding our horizons. That's what we're being called to do during this wave spell as well. It's really tap into your creative talents. Explore something new. Educate yourself in some way. Learn a new trade, learn a new skill, learn a new hobby, learn a new instrument, right? What are the ways that you can creatively express yourself? This is exploration in all terms. It's not just the inner realms and this deep shadow work and all of this energy, right? Although yes, that's part of it. But it's also like the ways that we can explore and have fun with things. It's like having fun. is really highlighted here. That joy, that celebration. They really want us to tap into that celebratory energy. Yeah, and with the Emperor here on the bottom of the deck holding this chess piece, right? This is a really great example of the strategic energy of the Emperor. And the Nine of Pentacles next to that. 8 and 9 of Pentacles. Back to back, you guys. All right? This is about us also, really, like it said, examining those different roads. What road have I gone down? Are the things I'm noticing and becoming aware of on my journey supporting my growth? Are they showing me that I'm in the right place, that I'm moving in the right direction, or do I need to reroute? Right? Really making that game plan through this process of exploration. Being courageous, being daring, right? The Emperor traditionally represents Aries energy. And we do have a few days before this wave spell begins, that new moon, that full moon rather, in Aries. If you guys haven't checked out that video yet, definitely do so. Those energies will still be relevant after the moon is over. But yeah, it's this having that courage to explore, having that courage to be aware, and to be truthful and honest with ourselves about whether the path that we're moving down is the path that's resonant for us or not. And we determine that like this, right? Through that intuition, through feeling into it with our hearts. Being in that open heart space. Right? These two cards here, this is kind of perfect, right? They represent the two modes of discernment. We have the logic with the Emperor, with the masculine energy. And we have the intuition and the heart with this Queen of Cups, with this feminine energy here. Right? This is receiving that divine communication, those divine messages from Spirit, and translating those into strategic plans and goals. And really working hard at toward those goals that lead to this ultimate fulfillment here. These two cards together are very much the energy of being self-made. Although, like we said, we're never completely self-made because Spirit's with us 100% of the way. But you guys know what I mean. All right, beautiful. Let's see. Let's get a blessing. Let's get a blessing for this wave spell. These cards, my very good friend and roommate Tommy, whom a lot of you know at this point, clear. He got these for me the other day. And so we're gonna get a blessing for us for this wave spell to close here. If you have been thinking about traveling a different path than the path that you have been traveling, this red SkyWalker wave spell is the perfect time to find the courage within you to deviate your path. All right. We have a blessing for a fresh start coming out, which is really beautiful energy. Where is it that you're looking for a fresh start? Where is it that you are desiring to start fresh? Where you can start fresh in an area of your life? So that's that choosing, that walking, that new path, right? I love it. And on the bottom of the deck, a blessing to bring prosperity. All right, you guys, you are beautiful. I appreciate you so much. If you enjoyed this video, hit that like button. Drop a comment. Let me know how you're feeling about this red SkyWalker wave spell and the energies of red SkyWalker. There are links down below to donate if you feel so moved to donate to the channel. And my email is down below as well with a description of the different services that I offer. If you guys would like to do any one-on-one work with me, please reach out to me. It is my honor and my privilege. And yeah, I will talk to you very soon. Bye.